Hey boys and girls, it's Bobby Riley. Once again back with you from Arkansas Pro DJs, and today we're going to be taking a look at something brand new. You saw pictures of it. If you're on our Facebook page, you saw pictures of it the other day. It is called the Chauvet Nimbus. We're going to actually take it outside of the box, hook it up, put water in it, throw some dry ice in it, let you see this bad boy in action. Stick around. We'll be bringing you the Chauvet Nimbus next.
From Hidden Hill Studio, somewhere in Arkansas.
Your attention, please.
It's Arkansas Pro DJs Out of the Box. With your host, DJ Wicked Chester.
Alright guys and gals, here it is. We finally got it out of the box. This is the new Chauvet Nimbus. Now, we went ahead and plugged it in real quick. We've got some dry ice off to the side, and we do have it running. One thing I'll tell you about the Nimbus though, if it runs out of water, you're going to have two lights on this thing. Let me stop real quick. Let me show you two things. First of all, you're going to have two lights on this thing. You're going to notice that we have a heater on and a ready light. This heater on light will only come on if there's enough water in the unit for it to heat the water. It's one of the great things about it. I love how they've set this up. Now, this is your open area, or your container area. As you can see, there's two handles here. These are lockable. This won't come open when it's just sitting unless you open it up. Spin it all the way around. This is going to let us open it up and let you actually see inside. And of course, right there is the basket. If we drop the basket down, you're going to actually see the heating element back there on the way back on the inside. Now, this is going to take a few minutes to set itself up. It looks like it's going to hold right close to about 10 pounds of dry ice. Looks like that's what the basket's going to hold anyway. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to shut the lid down. We're going to let this bad boy warm up. I'm going to add dry ice to it. Now, one thing about dry ice, let me grab this stuff and bring it up here. For those of you that have not ever messed with dry ice, let me give you a recommendation. First things first, for those of you that are just novices to this stuff and you're starting to look at it, whatever you do, don't put your hands on it. Okay? The stuff is not designed to be handled. Okay, it will freeze your hands. Okay guys, got just a hair bit of a hurry. I was breaking up my dry ice, and you can kind of see it over there. My bag kind of busted, so I went ahead and took the dry ice and kind of tossed it in the bucket. When I did, a little bit of it splashed down into the chamber. Well, as soon as it hit the water, you can kind of see what we've got going on here. It's starting to just come out the front nozzle. And this was just with a little bit. This thing's not even ready yet. So you can see the amount of fog that's already coming out of it. What I'm going to do, this is going to be the first trial, and this is without it being completely heated up. It's had about 15 minutes, maybe, while we've been doing the previous videos. It's had about 15 minutes to prepare itself. Now we're going to go ahead and drop the basket. The water was, I didn't get a chance to temp the water, but it was starting to get a little bit warm. So it wasn't quite hot, but let's see what happens when we go ahead and drop the basket now. Okay. Now, this is without it being ready. This thing is producing a massive amount of fog, and it's not ready. I'm going to bring this back up. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. Oh gosh, yeah. As soon as I brought it up, I want you to look at this. This is low-lying fog all around the office. This is just incredible. And as soon as I brought it up, it slowed itself back down. So, what this is going to tell me is, even without it being quite ready, you're going to be able to do 2 or 3 runs with this, it looks like. Just the amount of fog that this thing is producing is just absolutely incredible. Just see this. There's the bag I showed you earlier. There's the box for the Nimbus. And you can just see the entire ground is floored. Into this video, looking at the timer, we are sitting at about 2 minutes and 48 seconds. This stuff is just creeping along. This is just really, really neat. As you can see, it's almost going over the bag over there. If you look at the Nimbus box, you can't even read the word Nimbus now. This is sitting on the table. This isn't even on the ground. Best part about it is I'm walking through this. First of all, it's a little bit chilly. It's not really cold. But you can see just how high it is up on the door. Around my feet, as I walk, I mean, it just swirls. This is just, this is the first time I've messed with a low-lying fog machine. And this is just absolutely incredible. And keep in mind, this wasn't quite ready. We're now at 3 minutes, and we're going back again. This time it's the third part of this, just so you kind of get an idea. Now we're going to move up here, and I am going to show you. We do have both lights lit, as you can see. The heater on light and the ready light is on. Now here's the difference with what we just had. This is just letting the water heat up. Now this is going to tell you just how hot this water actually is. It's not cool. So it's heating it up quite a bit. What we're going to do now is I'm going to break up. I'm actually not going to break up the dry ice this time. I'm going to set it in there in chunks into the basket. Fully ready to go. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to, as soon as I get it in, I'm going to lock it back down. And we're going to open the lid here. Now, and I've got my dry ice right here. Now the dry ice is in chunks. We have not broken it up. I'm hoping not to miss this. You can actually hear, as that dry ice drops down into the basket, you can actually hear it squealing a little bit. That I don't recommend doing. Whew, that was a little chilly. Okay, now what we've done, now I didn't mess with any of it, so that kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at. All we've done is put the dry ice in the basket. This is the fog coming from the heat of the water and the dry ice that's in the basket currently. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back this up a little bit. I'm going to walk up here, I'm going to drop the basket, and I want you to watch what happens. Now, keep in mind the basket is up currently. What you're seeing is just from the dry ice that is in the basket. Here we go. Hang on to your hats. Woo! Now, keep in mind, this is with the heater all the way on. It is dropping down. Look, we are getting about 3 times the amount of fog already. It's not taking it long at all. Already you can see that we can't see the bag at all. We almost can't see. I can barely see the top of the box. This thing is just putting out massive amounts, and what I want you to realize is just how much fog this thing is putting out. Look at this. Now keep in mind, this is up top, and I'm doing this on purpose so you can actually see it come out and hit the ground. But I want you to see how much low-lying fog this thing is. I've got a long office here, and it's just filling it up. This is crazy. I can't wait to see how long this lasts, though. I don't see that this 10 pounds, as fast as this is dumping this out of here, I don't see the 10 pounds lasting as long this time as it did last time. But you can kind of get an idea here of what we're talking about with the amount that's coming out. You know, this is just dry ice fog. This isn't the type that's going to set off. I've got alarms. I've got smoke detectors here in the office. What you're not seeing, what you're not hearing is any of those alarms go off. This is staying low to the ground. I don't think it's going to affect many smoke alarms. I would double check your venues and test it ahead of time just to make sure. And believe it or not, the coming out of here is quite warm. It's not cold at all. Where we were messing with the other one when we didn't let the heater quite catch up, the fog was coming out cold. This is actually coming out quite warm. It's just amazing. I want to see how long this lasts. We'll let it run for a few more minutes. This is just kind of cool. I'll tell you what, while we let this run, I'm going to throw some music on in the background, and we're just going to let it run until it kind of dissipates. We're going to end up having to break this into 2 different videos. Stick around to see this bad boy in action. We're going to throw some music on here.
Reppin' the 501. It's the Arkansas DJ.
Whoa. Break your heart, 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 break your heart. I'm only gonna break your heart. I'm only gonna break your heart. I'm only gonna break your Now I may not be the worst or the best, but you gotta respect my honesty. And I may break your heart, but I don't really think there's anybody as bomb as me. So you can take this chance in the end. Everybody's gonna be wondering how you deal. You might say this is ludicrous, but tie your crews how you feel.
Okay, guys, well, what you've seen today so far has been a review of the Chauvet Nimbus. We tried the first time, low water temp, not quite heated up, 10 pounds of dry ice, got a good field, got some decent fog out of it. Once the unit had filled up all the way, heated up all the way, we put another 10 pounds in the basket, and oh my gosh. It took right at, I'm going to actually say that it took close to 7 or 8 minutes for this thing to finally get rid of everything. After that, during that time period, of course, it was heating back up. It only took it about 10 minutes to get itself back to optimal temperature and ready to go. One thing about the Nimbus, it says don't touch, this is hot. This is not. Where they have this at, this should have been moved back. I think what they were talking about was this. Now, the lid to the Nimbus, once it heats up, gets very warm. You don't want to put this under a table or something like that because that heat's going to come straight up. That's the only recommendation that I'm going to have for as far as placing the Nimbus. Secondary to that, when you use this, because of the water, the temperature of the water, I'm going to make this recommendation. If you have a way to build yourself a small platform with wheels on it, do so. I'm going to be putting mine on our rock and roller cart, which drops down, which will shrink down. I'm going to actually leave it and put some stuff around it, kind of cover the rock and roller cart and leave it sitting on my rock and roller cart. I think it's going to work out better that way for me and for my company, but find yourself a way that you're going to be able to move this real easy, because this thing is not light and it is going to be hot when you unconnect it. So, guys, that's our review of the Chauvet Nimbus. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. Or catch me on Facebook, Robert Riley, at DJ Wicked Jester, We're at Arkansas Pro DJs on Facebook. Come check us out. We'll see you soon.